probably going to have them over to the office. I'm going to go see every major employer in the area. I'm going to ask them what they need. 2 days before I started work at Johnwood Community College, I met with the Industry Association of Quincy. And they let me know loud and clear what we were failing at. Everybody can tell you what you're doing wrong. They're not quite as good at telling you what you're doing right. And they say, they didn't use this term, but I'll use it with you, soft skills. Basic competencies and a work ethic. How do you dress when you go to work? Do you have to show up on time, or if you don't feel like it? Those kinds of things. We've integrated a lot of soft skills in our course. We had the first year experience class. I suspect you that. Get out there, talk to all of the service groups, the Colonians, the Rotarians, I'm a member of Rotary, I'm a member of the Exchange Club, Exchange Heights, and involved in the Chamber of Commerce, ambassador. You get out there and you mix and mingle in the same way. And I see it as pretty much a 50-50 proposition. 50% listening to our internal constituencies, all of you. Well, there may be some folks from industry here. And the other 50% is out there engaging. I bring them into the college. I got a big office. It's ridiculous. And I have this big table in there, and I call them in. We're doing lunches and breakfasts all the time. Yeah, we got rid of the paper plates and styrofoam cups, and we spent $80. This was a big deal in my college, by the way. $80 on some nice china. We rent a tablecloth for $5 from the local linen service, and we treat them nice. So the big ones we bring in, and we listen to them, and we engage them one-on-one. Go to the advisory group, listen. And that's what my priorities are going to be. And that's why I'm going to be, probably won't be running to Washington, D.C. very much in the first year or two. It's all about St. Louis.
We have 4 campuses, which are different in their attitudes and personalities. What strategies would you utilize to get the campuses working together as one district?
That's a good question. And, in the College for Enlisted Professional Military Academy Education, 13 NCO academies plus a senior NCO academy, all have their own identity. And if you know anybody that's big into heraldry and tradition, oh my gosh, it's military. But what we do, and I embrace that individuality. I really do. And I know that you're trying to make this 4 campuses, 1 college. I get it. But I think in my heart, you're proud of your individual identities. I haven't been with you. I'm not from, Quincy's a little bit away, but you want to build on that tradition, that individuality, at the system level. We can do so much. We can simplify and make your life easier. We eliminate some of the competition, say in admissions, and have them work together. Our counselors working together. I suspect you're already doing this. We standardize procedures. Why should we have 4 policy manuals? And I don't know if you do that or not. These are just the obvious things. The forms, the paperwork, the online system, all of that, 1 college. But 4 individual campuses that are very proud of their identity. That's the way I see it. And if I got it wrong, just put a big X through that name again. Quincy. The best folks migrate westward. Can I shine your shoe or anything?
How important is faculty training to you? And can you give an example of such training that you have been involved in?
Faculty training?
Adjunct faculty.
It's important to me, and I'm sad to say we don't do a very good job of it. Now, I say that in my college, but I think that is also the case. And I'm learning that more and more as time goes by. So we just started a faculty emeritus program at my college, and some of our distinguished professors came back as adjuncts, and they're friends of mine. And they, can't get many of our adjuncts to come and talk to the president of the college, but the professor emeriti, they do. And they say, we've really got this screwed up. We thrust these people into the classroom with virtually no orientation, no training. So what we're doing now is we are doing an orientation as a college, the first semester, that flows into our overall convocation. And then we assign a mentor to each of the adjunct faculty, a person that they can ask questions. I would like to do so much more. The idea about teaching methodology and the like. It's difficult because people need to be compensated fairly for their time. So often we expect these things of adjuncts, but we don't compensate them for coming in. So it's a matter very much on my mind. It's a matter that I don't think that we've gotten to where we need to be across the nation, and I'm going to be working. I think that you're actually going to have a job with your Chancellor Academy and the other professional development opportunities. Perhaps we can make that work here better. And I suspect that it's a concern if you ask the question.
I have two questions remaining, and another that I may need help from the questioner, not serving. But the first is, have you worked in a unionized college with a joint resolution that is negotiated by the administration and the union? What would be your approach?
Yes. Well, in federal service, our civilian employees were unionized, and I didn't have a direct hands-on because that was controlled out of Washington. But at John Wood Community College, we do have the faculty union. We just signed a collective bargaining agreement a year ago. And yes, it's stressful, but I found it refreshing. Because what I find, and here's a miraculous revelation, that the same people that are union members are the same people that are our beloved faculty. They're people that we greatly respect already. And we went in there, and what you're going to find about me is complete, absolute openness and transparency. And it's easy to say, and it's hard to do, and people don't like it when it affects their department. But we're going to. I was a little surprised that it took so long to announce the finalist candidates here. We put everything right out front. I have college-wide meetings where we go in. The CFO dumbs it down for me, not so much for everybody else. But we put up the spreadsheets, where we stand with the finances. We do that. We talk about human resources, all those issues. But something else that we do at these college-wide meetings, I started this with my second one, not the first one. It was kind of like here. Everybody that comes in to the auditorium has to have an entry ticket, hold a piece of paper, recycled, preferably free of any residue other than ink. And they drop it into the box coming in. If that folded piece of recycled paper happens to have a question on it, any question, I answer it right there at the front of the stage, and we don't edit a word. And yeah, it gets tough sometimes. I get the nice but I believe that that's some of the most important work that we do, that complete openness, sharing information. Now, negotiations. We set some ground rules. One ground rule was, can you guess? Complete openness. The union wasn't too sure about that. That is to the media. And we finally agreed on a ground rule that, all right, complete openness, but whenever one side or the other talks to the media, the other present. So we do that. We do that. And then we went in and we opened up the books and everything, and something wonderful happened. They got the other side, right, on the administration side, I think I missed that, but the other side. And we got their concerns. And there were some things that we weren't doing as well as we could. And we evaluated a lot of no cost things like making processes easier. And then on the money side, the union got it. They said, we see that the money's not coming. If you've been reading the news, you know, it's not good. So we came to an agreement where if we get 50% of what the state has appropriated to us in our budget, getting state appropriations and then actually getting a check, in Illinois has two different things. Yeah, if we get at least 50% of those, then that money's going to go to our people. Yeah, that's what we're. By the way, something I put into my contract was, I don't get a pay raise unless other people get a pay raise. So it's in my contract. Look it up. It's a matter of public record, open and transparent. Now, I really don't get why the board did that, because I had an ulterior motive, and I wasn't too serious. I'm going to work damn hard to get our folks every bit of compensation, because that's how I'm going to get increased compensation, and mine is capped. Here's what I get. Same percentage as everyone else, and yeah, I get a bigger paycheck, so I get more, but I'm still very connected to this, and we worked hard at this. And now, the state, this last week, sent in a check that triggered the pay raise. At this point, there's a formula we're applying. It's a 1% formula. It's going to go higher. The state is actually going to do a bond issue, and we're going to see the money. Now, if we had been contentious up front and said, there is no money, what planet are you from? Well, we probably would have had a contract today, and people would feel hurt that we don't care about it. So we had a contingency plan, and thank God that contingency plan is going to pay our people. We have a signed contract.
That's
I talked too much.
We have 2 minutes to make the final statement, and I apologize to the question I could not ask.
Why don't you answer it, and I'll do it in less than a minute.
You must vacate this room in 2 minutes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I talk so much. It tends to happen. All I can tell you is this, and I've been saying it over and over. I bring a wealth of experience. It may not be the experience that you thought was the traditional track. I value our faculty and what they provide to our students because it's all about our students and enabling their success. I am so committed to this area because I'm going to retire here eventually. I think I have a couple of good decades left in me, and I'm not going anywhere else. This isn't a stepping stone for me. I hope you bring me here, and I hope we're able to work together. Thank you.